In this video, I'm going to show you how to make money with NFTs using no tools whatsoever. A lot of you have asked for more strategy videos, so that's why I'm doing this video here today. And even more of you are asking how to do things without some of the tools, which I know can be quite costly at the moment. So this is a strategy that I've used again and again, many times, where no tools are required. It's actually all about timing and your strategy in terms of where to buy and why price will go up. And it's all to do with supply demand dynamics. Now, before I discuss that, I know I've discussed this on a separate video where I talk about common scams, but I have to unfortunately discuss this again as it keeps happening to people. So a few warnings for you. There are warnings all over the NFT space about scams. So you gotta be careful with this. First of all, with regards to my videos, for example, any of my videos, if you see somebody replying on them, and it looks like it's me because they just copy my profile picture and it might be called Pin Sajad, or they'll make up some sort of name. On YouTube, you don't need to have a unique name, so they can literally just copy my name. That's not me. I don't go around replying to everybody's comments with random WhatsApp numbers and emojis. I don't do that. I don't have time for that. So that's not me. All of my official links are in the description or in the pinned message here at the top. That's all. So those are the ones you need to be using if you're looking for my official Twitter, for example, or my training program. It's all there. Don't be going anywhere else. And be careful anyway with regards to DMs on Twitter and on Discord as well. Another one, so somebody has basically created a separate Twitter profile. So basically it's an impersonation. This happens not only to me, to all big influencers, but please be careful. If you're reaching out to this person and then they're reaching out to you with regards to costings, then you've not done your due diligence. Only be looking for official links. And this is my official Twitter account, and I'll link it in the description below. So only go via those links, because anybody can then link to my official YouTube channel as well and just create a duplicate of this. It's not very difficult to do. So again, please be careful. If you want to reach out to me with regards to a business inquiry, then again, at the bottom in the description area of any video, like for example this video, I've got the business contact, admin@chartingwizards.com, and even these people will try and fake. So it'll be nearly the same domain name, but they'll change the S to a Z, or they'll change one other letter, or they'll put a dash in it. It only costs $5 to get a domain name. It's not expensive. So very easily they could change that, and then you'll think that you're actually contacting the official email address. So these are examples related to me, but anybody you're following, any NFT collection you're following, you have to do your due diligence and check to make sure you're using official links. I showed you in a separate video why, whilst on OpenSea at the moment, there are so many scam collections of popular collections. And what happens is basically you might be on somebody's Discord, and then you Hatebeast looks like they've just DM'd you and they're telling you we've got free, 10 free whitelist mint spots. Just come to this scam website and link your wallet and then you can mint. And you're minting basically nothing. But that's your fault because you're not doing your research properly. You're not checking the announcements on Hatebeast, etc. So you've been warned, and I will continue to remind people because I do understand more people are coming into the NFT space and it's quite easy to kind of get sucked into some of these scams, unfortunately. Next thing, before we get on to the strategy, a lot of you have been asking me about my private Discord. At the moment, this is available for students only, and I'm not going to make it public at all because I'm trying to add as much value as I can in the Discord first. Because I want to be 100% sure every single member gets a massive amount of value and then hopefully makes a lot of money. And then when I can actually prove that, then I'll discuss it on YouTube and Twitter. So this is the private Discord at the moment. And if you join onto my program, you will get access to this, and it's called NFT Wizards. And recently, just today in the chat, actually, I'm posting some of the updates that I have. I'm trying to develop a calendar kind of app within the Discord where it'll be very easy for you to check all of the decent upcoming collections day by day. And not only in terms of their launch, but reveal times. And also I'm working on charting software similar to this, where I can quickly get an idea of how many percentage of supply currently listed on any big collection, floor changes in terms of percentage, the amount of delistings, if people are delisting from that particular collection, all of this will give us clues as to what are the next projects that could potentially blow up or are currently trending. So this is the type of stuff I'm working on in the Discord. And along with that as well, you can see on my giveaway channel that I've started, we're doing our second giveaway at the moment because there's so few people, because it's a very close-knit community. A lot of people are winning the giveaways in terms of not only free NFTs, but they're also winning in terms of whitelist spots, and your probability here is actually very high. So this is just a bit of extra value I'm offering. So any new large NFT collection that are contacting me and they're offering whitelist spots and free NFTs to my community, I'm offering them here first. If you want to join, I'm going to continue with the 50% off offer. So it's $1997 in dollars, and the link, again, the official link is below in the description area. Only please use that link if you're interested in joining our community and in enrolling onto the training program. So one of the videos from the training program is one of the strategies I discussed post-reveal. And this is the video I'm going to actually show you right now because it explains it best how the post-reveal strategy works. In this video, I'm going to show you another example from the playbook of a post-reveal supply shock flip, where I'm going to explain it in a little bit more detail so it just makes complete sense. Because like I said, it's an easy one to do. You don't need really any tools for this. And the good thing is you have time with this as well. It's not something you have to urgently snipe in terms of getting a deal. And I'll show you why you have time in just a minute. Now, this one that I did was on psychedelics. On these big collections, I'm flipping pre-reveal, during reveal, post-reveal, all over the place. So that ensures that on each and every collection, I can make anywhere from just 1 or 2 ETH all the way up to 8, 9, 10 or even more ETH in terms of profit on just literally one collection, but just training it at different times, as you've seen in the training. Now, in this post-reveal supply shock flip, I'm going to explain a bit more about how it works. But first of all, this is the chart for Psychedelics Anonymous. You see, when it was minted and first came onto OpenSea, it was around the 0.5 mark. Went up to 1, retraced, then we pushed through 1, and we rallied hard all the way up to kind of the 1.9 mark. And then we pulled back significantly just before reveal, which is normal. People get a little bit scared during reveal. They don't know what's going to happen. And then at reveal, we were about 1.4. And then prices were all over the place. People were buying rarer ones, less rare ones. And the flow, like always, it dropped. And then over the next 2 days, there's always a 2-day time frame I've seen. It takes about 2 days or so for the price to bottom out, between 2 and 3 days. And then you get to a bottom. And you can see here, it was about 0.9, 0.95. That was the bottom here. So let me just show you this in a little bit more detail. So this was reveal here. And you can see here, this was on the 31st. So literally New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. And then we're going into the new year. And then around the 2nd of Jan here, that's when the price was bottoming out. And it's usually obvious on OpenSea, you'll see a lot of the supply getting eaten up and there's less and less listings available around what people are listing for, which is the floor price. So the bottom is here, B, and the floor price is what I'm interested in. So always on these charts, it's the bottommost parts of these charts, that's the floor going forward. You see that? And then the floor started to lift up. And then it carried on lifting up. And up and up and up, and it's taken the price all the way up to 2 ETH and above. Because this is a decent quality collection with good numbers when it comes to tokenomics. But how does it work in terms of this supply shock? So let me just explain that to you as well. So basically what happens, so let's say you had a collection and it has 1,000 different items. What happens is into a reveal, a lot of people still hold. They're looking to hold longer term. You might only get 200 or 300 typically going into a reveal that are looking to sell. So let's say 300 sell. And they're like, look, I just want to sell mine. I've had enough. I want to flip my rare, or I want to get rid of my other one for floor price. I see the floor going down. So this is called paper hands, when people start panicking when the floor is going down and they just want to rush to sell. 700 are holding long term. Okay, so 300 and 700. Those are the numbers we're playing with. Now what happens is, these 300 start selling, and a few people like me try and flip one of these 300 for higher ones during the reveal or during the actual reveal, which I've shown you before. And then slowly though, everybody out of this 300 who wanted to sell finally does sell. And a lot of the people buying this 300, they're actually longer term holders joining this gang here. And then before you know it, more and more people are buying up the floor until there's just nothing left. It's a supply shock. And then suddenly everybody keeps buying the floor at 0.9 to 1, which we saw on psychedelics. They keep buying and buying and buying until there's no more to buy, and then the floor starts going up. And what are the two signs you noticed? Apart from a risk-reward trade, what are the other signs you notice as well? So let's just get back on the chart. And let me just quickly show you mine. So mine, you can see there, was a 0.95. I bought nearly the exact bottom of the entire collection. And then in this particular one, I sold for 1.74. Obviously, in hindsight, I sold a little bit too quickly, but I did need that cash for other projects. And as I've explained before, it's better to tie up some of your returns because you can then get a pullback all the way back to 1.5 or 1.2 before we move up again, if we even do move up. Because the thing is, after 2-3 weeks, a lot of these collections, a lot of the hype is gone, the volume is gone, and then really to push up the price, it needs to be a longer term kind of trade you're looking at. And we don't know with these collections if their roadmaps are good enough. It's hard to kind of know for sure. So that's the actual flip I did. Now let's have a look at psychedelics in general in terms of the collection. And I'm just going to explain to you one of the strategies you need to use. So this is the main page. You can see the floor price 2.09. Click on buy now. Now the next thing you want to look at after that 2-day period where you think, okay, you know what? Price is bottoming out now. What you want to look for is out of the collection, which has 9,700. Are there a lot of unique owners? There are here. That's a good sign. So at least 40%. But this in particular is more like 60-70%. Also, there's not a lot listed. So kind of 10% or less. That's a good sign as well. You don't want 30-40% of items listed on here. And then I'm looking at, is the floor thin? Look at this immediately. There's one here for 2.09. What's the next cheapest? 2.15. You'll already be in profit if you bought this right now. Literally. And quickly we jump to 2.15, 2.2. And then quickly we're up to 2.25, 2.3. So it's a very, very thin floor. So that's a good sign. So in my opinion, this collection is going to move up even more. But in terms of a risk reward trade, now is probably not the best time. So why do I mean that? Let's get back on the chart again. So here, what we're looking at, when I'm buying here, what is the worst that can happen? Some of you have been trading NFTs already. Have a guess. I mean, you're buying at 0.9 of a collection that pumped hard, well above mint price, and there were people buying these for 2, 3 ETH, 10 ETH, 15 ETH. So the worst case scenario is it might drift down to about 0.8, 0.7. It's really not going to go more than that. It's very likely going to hold about there. So that's your risk. And this is a risk reward trade. So if that's my risk going downwards, 0.2, what is my reward? Well, if things start moving and people start eating up the supply and the floor, these could easily move to 1.5, first target, 2, 3 ETH, or even more. Because there's two ways to play this. One is just to do what I'm doing, the quick flip, get some cash and move on to your next project, especially you're limited in terms of your capital. If you've got a lot of capital, like some of you will have who are joining me on the training, then you can actually park your 0.95 here and leave it for 3 months. Because these could easily be 5 or 10 ETH floor in future. Or like I've seen with a lot of projects that kind of die out in terms of hype, they can just go sideways at 2 for months. This is why I personally don't like to tie up money too much in longer term projects unless I think, yes, there's enough in the roadmap. I think people are going to keep eating up the supply. I think the artwork's amazing. This is one in between, but I'm more leaning to actually it is a long-term hold. So in my opinion, going back, if I still had that one, I probably would have held it because I didn't really need the 0.95 to be honest with you. It was more when I was in good profit. There was another collection which was doing a pre-reveal and I wanted to buy as many as possible. But that's in hindsight. That's what I say, keep a trading journal and keep an eye on all of your trades and make some notes about what went well, what didn't go well, what you might improve on in future and your kind of emotions during the trade. That's really, really key to do because you learn from your good trades and you learn from your mistakes. And the whole point of this training is not only to make you a lot of money, but also to minimize your losses. So anytime you do take a loss, you're taking a 0.1 loss on a floor of 1 collection. No more than that, 0.1, 0.15. You're not going to damage your account by doing that. Where people lose their accounts is when they start losing 4 or 5 ETH, buying the tops of projects just because they follow FOMOing into them. That's what you don't want to do. And you won't see me teach you any of that in this training. Thanks for listening.